This is Herman Thordsen, and this is from the Thordsen offices, and this is the second of our video e-alerts. If you'd like to know more about our firm, you can look at the information below or go to our website, which is www.thordsenoffices.com. Last time we discussed audits and how to protect yourself and keep yourself in compliance. This second alert, we're going to discuss employees, statutory employees, independent contractors, and W-2 employees, taxes withheld. I have been asked numerous times if a mortgage loan originator or real estate salesperson can be a statutory employee. And the answer is definitely not. The biggest thing is that statutory employees sell to wholesalers, retailers, contractors, operators of hotels, restaurants, or similar establishments, and they sell the merchandise for resale, which none of you do. If you would like to verify this for yourself, then what you can do is turn to IRS Publication 15-8 by going to www.irs.gov, and you can read the statutory employee information for yourself. The other is, what happens if you want to be an independent contractor? You have problems with control. Now, we've drawn independent contractor agreements over the years for many reasons, including HUD. And in fact, we've had 2 of them approved by HUD and signed off by HUD, although that will no longer work because since that occurred, HUD has changed its rule, and that's why for those of you doing FHA you will look at the Mortgagee Approval Handbook 4060.1 Revision 2 instead of Revision 1. Unfortunately, I'm the one that I believe was responsible for Revision 2 because now they spell out employee in better detail ever since the independent contractor agreement was approved by them in writing, and it is no longer valid. And for those of you that may still have it around, I recommend you destroy it and not use it any longer because of the revision to the handbook. What happens? Well, if you're being audited by any one of the state agencies, among them would be the Employment Development Department. And what they look for is Unemployment Insurance Code Section 650, which deals specifically with real estate salesperson. And if you have a written agreement and you have the proper language into it as who is responsible for what, then we've had the EDD allow the independent contractor agreements to stand. We've had them audited in 2 or 3 cases over the years, and they've both been upheld by EDD. You do need to understand that each state agency determines independent contractor differently. The Employment Development Department employs it one way, Workers' Compensation Appeals Board yet another, the Franchise Tax Board yet another, and the Internal Revenue Service still yet another. In fact, just lately, the California Labor Commissioner, Julie Sue, just hit someone for misclassifying employees as independent contractors with over $1 million worth of damages. And this is on the California Labor Board Commissioner's website as number 2014-12, and the decision just came down this month, May 8th. It involved janitorial services, and Julie Sue called them wage theft violations. In other words, the Department of Labor Standards Enforcement considers misclassification of employees as independent contractors as wage theft. So again, you want to make sure that you have magic words, for lack of a better word, in your independent contract agreements if you choose to go that way, which we never have recommended in over 40 years. But the ones we have done have stood up. And that is because, among other things, there are magic words in them and that people live with them. We've had cases that have come up before EDD for a number of reasons. We've had a real estate salesman apply for unemployment insurance while still working for the broker and still actively trying to seek loans. Naturally, the broker got audited for employee versus independent contractor, because when they went to pay him unemployment insurance for the salesperson, the social security number of the salesperson and the state identification number for the employer showed no funds in the unemployment insurance funds were put in there with that social security number, thus causing the audit. The IRS has tests on it, and their tests are more strict than the California one. In fact, there are 12. They have right to control. Well, you have to control because you're the broker, and by statute in the Business and Professions Codes, you're required to exercise control and supervision over all your salespeople and associate brokers. There are, like I said, there are 12. I'm only going to go through some key ones that I think are important. The other is who's furnishing the equipment and the workplace. Is the independent contractor supplying their own tools, or are you giving it to them? The other is the method of how you're paying them. Are you paying them by check or cash? How can the relationship between the two of you be terminated? Is there any annual leave or vacation time given to the salesperson? Whether the work is an integral part of your business, and obviously it is. Is there any retirement benefits accrued to the worker, which is an indication of employment? Whether you are paying unemployment, social security taxes, workers' compensation insurance, and the intent of the parties. So, if you want to get more out of this and you want to learn more about independent contractor on your own, then you can turn to the Internal Revenue Service publication 1779. Almost sounds like 1776 in the War of the Revolution, except here the revolution is independent contractor versus employee. And that was published in March of 2012. You can pull it off the IRS website. What do you want to do to protect yourself? Read the IRS publication 1779 and the 10 factors therein, and consult your attorney before you use any agreement. I have looked at an agreement, proposed agreement, as recently as this week. And what I have seen, the agreement itself clearly indicates, in my opinion, it would come out as an employee should the matter get litigated. The person using it can actually, and in all probability if they're audited, be responsible for all the unpaid Social Security taxes and the income tax should the Internal Revenue Service audit them. Thank you all for listening to this, our second U2B alert on employees and the various statuses. If you would like to see more of these, then please click on subscribe below and you will be automatically added. I wish you the best of luck in your business, and we will see you the next time. If you have any subject matter you would like to take, please post it in the comments as you see on the screen. Thank you again, and have a lot of success.